Hey guys, Sophia here from My Great Challenge. Welcome back to my channel, and you saw the title, but there will be no cleaning in this video. I'm announcing my cleaning routine. This has been a long time coming, and some of you have noticed that there's been some changes since the beginning of the year. Some of them more obvious than others. But cleaning routine was definitely something that I have been thinking about doing and creating for myself for a very long time. So if you've been on this channel watching me since the beginning, you know what troubles I've had with routines. Not only just cleaning routines, but routines in general. I would say that I like discipline. I'm usually all over the place. I am constantly involved in a project. Only this past year have I been able to complete projects rather than having like little tidbits here and there that's still pending and still haven't attended to it 7 years later. It's a struggle. It really is. And I know I'm not the only one who struggles in this area. I'm not offering any diagnosis or anything, but focus is not my forte, all right? I get excited about stuff and then not so much anymore. So I move on to something else. When it comes to cleaning routines, I've tried them all. And today, as I'm announcing my cleaning routine and exactly what it is that I do and when, I will also provide you with a little historic on cleaning routines that I've tried and why they failed. Okay, so some of you really like the Chit Chat videos, so you're in for hopefully not too long Chit Chat. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I already pre-filmed my entire weekly cleaning routine every single day, and that's coming up next. So let me tell you first what's going to happen. In this video, I'm going to tell you why everything else I've tried didn't work, what changes I've made, and how I came up with my own routine and what my routine is. And there will be snippets of the videos that are upcoming. So yes, you will see me clean a little bit, but only like very short, few seconds. Next week, I will post the same schedule than usual, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And on Monday, I will have my Monday cleaning routine. On Wednesday, I'll have my Tuesday cleaning routine. And on Friday, I'll have my Wednesday cleaning routine. And then the following week, on Monday, I'll have my Thursday cleaning routine. On Wednesday, I'll have my Friday cleaning routine. And on Friday, I will show you my Saturday cleaning routine. I did it that way, knowing that it was not the appropriate day, like Tuesday is posted on the Wednesday. That's okay. Once the whole routine is over, if you want to go back to what do I do on Tuesday, you just pick up on the Tuesday routine. If you want to do the same thing that I do, which probably not, but I wanted to share with you my cleaning routine. So my history is that if we go back all the way to childhood, I'll be completely honest, and it's not a flex or nothing. I never had to clean. That was taken care of. I never had to clean. So I didn't really learn how to clean. I didn't really learn what a routine is. I was not exposed to home management the way you know. A lot of you went to school and had home economics. Some of that was provided to you. We didn't have home economics when I grew up in France. That's not something that we were doing as part of the teaching that we received in school. Maybe it's changed since, I don't know, but I can tell you that in the 70s and the 80s, growing up in France and going to the French school system, there was no such thing as home economics. And I would come home, the house was already clean, everything was done, including my bed. So, and again, this is not like a one-up flex, whatever. It's just my reality. Then I moved on my own to Paris. And for the first time in my life, I had to be responsible for my environment. I had to be responsible for my laundry. I had to be responsible from one day to the other. Talk about a shock. My cooking, billing, everything that's got to do with home. Washing linens, cleaning floors, the whole shebang. It was a rough start. I was quickly overwhelmed. I could not put a schedule together. I always felt that I had time to do things when in fact I did not. I was over evaluating the amount of time that was available to me because I was a student and I was also working at the time in one of the department stores in Paris, Les Galeries Lafayette, if you want to know. I started in the baby nursery and, the baby registry. And then I went down to the baccarat and I was doing crystal and china. Just in case you were wondering, where's the history of Sophia's passion for china and crystal? That comes from there. And I was doing the wedding registries there. And then I worked for Tefal, the pots and pans. And I was there rep every weekend doing cooking demo and stuff. So yeah, that was a long time ago. That was 1989 to 1992. That's what I did. So anyway, I found myself alone in a studio apartment in Paris, in the 11th district near the Republic Plaza. And I was quickly overwhelmed. I can honestly say that there wasn't a single day where I wasn't on the bus coming back from college saying to myself, okay, I'm coming home, I'm changing, I'm walking to work. Because sometimes I was doing the evenings, I wasn't just working. I think Thursday was the evening day, back then, for the department store. And then when I come back, I know it's going to be 11 p.m., but I can spend X amount of time doing something. And invariably, it never happened. So it kept on being procrastinated and pushed. And I can honestly say, and I'm not saying that in terms of an exaggeration, and I really don't care if it exposes me, but because I think by now you should know. No shame. I would come home and there would be like no floor space available. Like it was a sea of clothes, of bags, of stuff. It was really bad. It was really bad. And I would do like those cleaning sprees, like if I had a day off where I wasn't working or I wasn't at college, and I would literally spend the entire day. And I loved the way it looked, because I would scrub everything. We're talking wall ceilings, the whole thing. I would literally work for 17 hours. It was a small studio. I think it was the size of my bedroom, if you get an idea. And that includes the bathroom. It was really small. Matter of fact, there was no closet. I had to have an armoire, standing armoire. The sink was a corner sink that was about this big. It was ridiculously small, but it was my place. So I would do those cleaning sprees, and I absolutely loved the way it looked when it was cleaned. But I could never maintain it. Maintaining was not something that was like, maintaining was not something that was natural to me, as a habit. It just wasn't. And I think that sometimes, unfortunately, it's not like we get addicted, but we get such a dopamine rush from the before and after that we tend unconsciously perhaps to wait for something to get clean for it to be really bad, because we really, really love that feel of spending X amount of time cleaning something and have a total shocker of a before and after. Some of you can relate to that because we've discussed that already in the past. So I know, again, this is not just me. I'm not nuts. It's not just me. So then I came here. And when I came here, I started with a studio on 21st Street in New York. And it was 1992. I was 22 at the time. And I had very little belongings. Because again, when I came in with 2 suitcases. One of them was half books. Some of them I still have, like The Death of a Salesman. I still have it. So half of my suitcase was booked, the rest was closed. And when we came in, Mom and I, when we got the apartment in New York, we basically just bought 2 mattresses that we stacked on top of each other, bedding, and I had a little kitchenette table with 2 chairs. And I'm trying to think, was there a closet? There was no closet. Another apartment without a closet. I had a dresser. So all my clothes were on the dresser, and then I had hooks on one side of the wall for all of my stuff that was, hangable. And the bathroom was decent. It was a nice place, had a fireplace actually, it was nice. But because the amount of belongings that I had was so reduced, it was impossible to mess it up, except in the bathroom, because I discovered Dwayne Reed. And I was making a lot of purchases. And that's probably where the whole makeup, cosmetic, skincare came from. So the bathroom was always a mess, but because I didn't have a counter space, it was just a sink. Everything was in boxes. So once in a while, I had to put everything back in boxes because it was kind of like all over the place. But it wasn't so bad. And then I moved to another apartment where I had roommates. And I think that because I had a roommate, I felt obligated to keep the house tidy. So I was able to, and we were sharing the responsibilities. I was able to maintain the house, the living room, the common rooms, the living room, the kitchen, the hallway, and the bathroom clean, because all of that was shared. The fridge was constantly clean, stove was constantly clean. But I think that's because, again, I had somebody with me and I just didn't want to appear like a slob. But my bedroom was always a mess. Again, the whole floor covered. And I would repeat the cycle of spending 12, 14, 17 hours cleaning up the whole thing, unable to maintain it for about 3 days before it started to snowball into a horrible state of chaos by the end of the following week. And it went on like that for years. And then, met Scott, and he moved in with me in the apartment in Brooklyn, because I had moved again. And we had a lot of stuff because it was a 1-bedroom, and he had moved this 2-bedroom into the 1-bedroom, and I had all of my stuff. So it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff, and it was hard to maintain. And we were busy. We did the best we could, the 2 of us. But it wasn't like I wasn't obsessing over my inability to maintain a routine back then, because it was the 2 of us, and we did the best we could. I can't say the house was spotless, but there was so much stuff. Okay. Ohio was a totally different story, because people were coming over all the time. Family were popping in and out unannounced all the time. what are you gonna do? The house was maintained spotless at all times, but I wasn't working. For the first 18 months, I was home with Edward. I had nothing else to do but take care of a toddler. But take care of a baby and later a toddler and scrub. And the house was impeccable. Then we moved back to Jersey. And, you know, again, busy life. We're both working. Now we have 2 kids. We have a lot of belongings. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't perfect. And it wasn't like it used to be in Ohio. So now we're moving here. Now I have a huge space. Now I have 20 times the amount of belongings. Now I have a YouTube channel and a full-time job. And I am short on time. I really am. Scott is short on time. He's commuting. So he's leaving in the morning at 7 o'clock to get on the bus to be in New York at 9. And he's not coming back until 9 p.m. And I'm commuting, and then I come home. I got kids to take care of, dinner to make, and videos to edit. The house fell apart. It just fell apart, and it was impossible to maintain. I just couldn't put it together. I couldn't come up with a routine. And there's a big difference between maintaining a 2-bedroom apartment versus a 4-bedroom, almost 2,000 square foot home. It's a huge difference, okay? So I just, with 2 bathrooms, we went from a miniature bathroom to 2 bathrooms. It was difficult. I was really struggling, and I think I was very honest from the very get-go on YouTube. When you go back and watch my earlier videos, that cleaning was not my thing, routines was not my thing, and I was really struggling and yearning to find something to help me maintain the house, because that's something I always wanted to have, but I was unable to get. I just struggled. It was overwhelming. It was too much. And again, I was stretched for time most days. So I tried other people's routines. And the first routine I tried was the fly lady. So now we're in, I don't know, 2014, 2015, something like that. And I'm discovering the fly lady, and I'm thinking, this is it. I can do this. So I'm reading the book. I read it again. I got the app. I watch other people's videos, and I was truly convinced that I was going to be able to do it. And I documented it. I think I did 2 Fly Lady series where I'm documenting everything that I'm doing every day, following the Fly Lady. It was so overwhelming. And I don't think I was really honest on camera. It's not that I hated doing it. It's just that it was overwhelming. Keeping up with it was overwhelming. It was exhausting, and I just felt that I was running around like a chicken without my head, trying to get that list of tasks. And again, if the Fly Lady works for you and you're happy with it, by all means, do the Fly Lady. I mean, she's very popular. A lot of people love her. She's got a whole network, like a real tribe. And I think it's great. It's fantastic. And I wish success to people, and women in particular like this. But for me, it was just overwhelming. And I have to be honest with myself too, in that it just wasn't a good fit. I was constantly finding myself questioning, why am I doing this task? What is the urgency of doing this task? And I just felt that there were times where I was cleaning areas, or I was cleaning specific things in the home, and it just didn't make any sense as to why am I doing this? Like, I get stuff to do. Like, why? It's just, I had a hard time finding value in it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing it. One, it was overwhelming. It was just too much all the time. That's all you do. And it was not just 15 minutes, okay? I know she says it's 15. It wasn't. For me, it wasn't 15 minutes. It was way more than that. And I was just like questioning how valuable it was and whether or not it was actually making an improvement in my life. And I wasn't feeling the improvement at all. I wasn't feeling it. So because I couldn't buy into it, I dropped it. And I think this is the same for everything else in life. If you don't have the buy-in, you may try to convince yourself as much as you want and for however long you can. In the end, you're not going to be able to pursue and persevere because you don't have the buy-in factor. I just didn't see the value. I couldn't connect with it. I just couldn't connect with it. And it's not like I did not try, okay? I really gave it my all. I gave it my all and I just couldn't do it. Then I realized, okay, I think one of the bigger problem here is not so much the lack of routine, but it's the amount of stuff in the home. So I started doing decluttering videos and I started decluttering stuff. And it was really hard. It was really hard to declutter at first because unlike the Fly Lady routine, which I felt I couldn't see value in, I was seeing value in everything that I owned. And it was a battle every time I was trying to get rid of something, even though in the back of my head, I knew that this was a useless item that I had not been using, that I more than likely would not be using, that was broken or whatever, that had an emotional attachment, but I just couldn't get rid of it. So I really struggled at first. And then, just like I mentioned in my last decluttering series, the more you do it, the more you practice, the more you create those pathways in your brain where the whole idea of decluttering and letting go of things become easier and easier each time around. And that's why I mean by it's a process and it's a long drawn over time process. It's not a, oh, let's put everything in that category on the floor like Con Mary, for instance, and let's just declutter. It doesn't happen like this for people like me, okay? So I struggled for a very long time. So now we're in 2 more years, right? But I did declutter some and decluttered some more later on. So I felt I was ready at that time because I'm still struggling putting a routine together, okay? So then I tried Clean Mama. And Clean Mama, one of the things that attracted me was that it wasn't we doing an area and several things in that area, including things that I was just like not seeing value in doing. Like, why are we doing this? You know, like really. It was, let's do tasks. So it was dusting one day, laundry another day, counters, whatever, another day, and, you know, bedroom or vacuum on a different day. And I tried that, and that one was even shorter lived than the Fly Lady. And it's not that I didn't see value in it because I was able to do it. But again, I was short on time, and my house is 3 floors, 4 if you count the basement. So when you do dusting Tuesday, you have to do the whole house. It's a lot. And when you vacuum, it's a lot. And I wasn't in the best of health at that time. It became exhausting. And I wasn't seeing results That was, I think, my biggest issue with it, is that I didn't get that before and after feel that I was talking about earlier in this video. You know, that dopamine, like that reward of, yeah, I just cleaned this, look at that, it sparkles, you know. I didn't get that from Clean Mama. And so, of course, I abandoned it and I kept struggling. And then about 2 years ago, I started making big changes in my life with regards to my health, people, places, and things. Big changes. You know, job, health, you name it. And that led to a reevaluation of how I was living my life. And I think it was very clear. And if you watch videos from 2019, 2020, like right around the time of the pandemic, I think it really shows that I'm clearly not well, and I'm clearly not satisfied with my life. I'm just going through the motions, basically. So I started to reevaluate a lot of things. Value system, goals, perspective, worldview, who, where, what, how often, how many. Soul searching. And wrote down, did some exercises with myself, you know, tuned in and really assessed. And I thought about all the routines that I have tried, because I've tried more. You know, random stuff I found on the internet. I tried that. Oh, yeah, okay, routine, spreadsheet thing. Let me try that. That lasted, again, 10 days at best. I started to really look into my lifestyle and questioning why those routines didn't work, how they made me feel, and what was missing. And I started to realize that the problem, and again, this is just my opinion, so if you don't, you know, so if you don't agree, I'm cool with this. I'm giving you my journey and my story, okay? Now really, I'm keeping it on the I am not making any generalization. This is me I'm talking about. I sat down and I realized that the reason why the majority of those routines don't work is because they are meant for people with a much simpler lifestyle than mine. And the problem was that the routines were not adaptable to my lifestyle and the way I was managing my time. So when I come back, I will tell you what I mean by that. Lifestyle. It's all about lifestyle. The majority of women who are working have a 9-to-5 job. So you have a 9-to-5, you come home, and then you know, maybe you have children you need to take care of, maybe they're teenagers and they take care of themselves, but you have time. People, you know, have time in the evening, they sit down with the family, they watch a couple of shows, maybe you binge watch. I don't know how people have time to do it, but maybe you binge watch something on Netflix with your partner, you know. But the majority of people, when they work, have a 9-to-5 job. So when you come home, maybe you make a quick dinner, simple dinner, maybe you make something sophisticated, but at the end, you still have time. On the weekend, you have time. So if you want to keep your routines to Saturday and Sunday, you have time because you're on the weekend, you're off. That's not my case. My entire weekends are reserved to me filming. So since I'm filming projects, and you see that the projects sometimes, I'm like, hey guys, all right, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, let's start. And then I'm here until 8 p.m. I've been filming the entire time. That's what I've been doing. It's a whole day, okay? The following day, I may do the same thing. So that's another full day. But that's 2 videos, and I'm trying to do 3 on YouTube. So there's a 3rd video coming up for YouTube, and then I got to edit. So on Sunday, I may do 2 videos, and I edit 1 for Monday. And then during the week, in the evening, when I come back home, I'm also editing for YouTube. So I'm editing now the Wednesday video and the Friday video. Add to that other things that need to be done, things with the kids. Taking the kids, like, taxi mom, that. Go pick up this one at college and go to pick up this one at band practice, or, doctor's appointment, shopping that needs to happen, whatever. Time is limited. And then you add Patreon to it. So now it's an extra 2 videos per week. And I haven't missed on a single one, by the way. Next Monday is the first one I'm missing a Monday update, but it's a good excuse for it. Not a single video has been missed. So 2 videos a week in addition to the 3 on YouTube. So now that's 5 videos plus a blog. So I'm filming 5 videos on Saturday and Sunday, and now I'm editing every single night because it's 5 videos. When do I clean? I can't follow a clean mama. I can't follow a fly lady. I can't follow any of those routines that, in my opinion, really are meant for women who only have 1 job or no job. So I decided that I needed to come up with my own. I needed a routine that is doable and is following my lifestyle and based on my lifestyle. That is following my schedule and based on my schedule. And I've been doing it since today is April, I don't know if it's the 21st or 22nd. The 22nd. Today is April 22nd, and I have been talking about it. I've created it in January of this year. And this is something that I've been talking about every week on Patreon. January was difficult. I had a hard time implementing it, and I had to revamp the whole thing. So I started looking at my schedule. When do I have time? When do I edit? When do I not edit? If I edit 3 videos on Sunday night, if I stop filming around 3 p.m., I can edit 3 videos back to back on Sunday night. That frees up Monday night. So on Monday night, I can do my longest routine. Wednesday night is probably the one where I have the least amount of time available because I'm editing the Patreon video that's for the following day. And those tend to be longer and require more work because I do a lot of inserting of pictures. Pictures have to be scanned. I mean, there's a whole process involved in different videos. So it's taking a longer time. So I can't really do a very long routine on Wednesday night. So I take that into account. Thursday, I have to edit a video for Friday's YouTube. I don't have a lot of time, but I have more time than Wednesday. So again, I put a routine that's a little bit longer, but not as much as Monday. So I lay down all of the things that I wanted to have done. You remember when I was telling you one of my biggest issue with the fly lady was my not being able to connect with some of the tasks that we were doing. Like, why am I doing this? Like, really, why am I doing this? Like the top of the door frame, like that can be done maybe, once in a while. Or when you see it's dirty, like why does it have to be a routine? Like it felt like it was just so much repetition of unnecessary, in my opinion, tasks, okay? So I made a list of those things that I felt had to be necessary and needed to happen in every area of my house, no matter what. And I came up with tidy, declutter, dust, vacuum, mop every room, regardless, every week. In every routine, I'm tidying and decluttering, I am dusting, I am vacuuming, and I'm mopping. Every day, Monday through Saturday, in specific areas. So now we're going to talk about how the routine goes. So this is what I do. Instead of doing the whole thing where you dust everything on one day, I am keeping my routine to specific area of the house, because I'd rather do a series of tasks that have become that flow well together and make sense, rather than doing just one task, so that when I walk away, I get that feeling, that reward, that the room is clean. I don't feel like, well, it really didn't make a difference. Because if you dust every week and that's all you do on a Tuesday, but you didn't declutter or you didn't do anything else, you really don't see much of a difference. I wanted this before and after feel. I really wanted that. So on Monday, my longest routine is on the first floor, and I do the dining room and the living room. I start by the dining room, I declutter, and it's usually a few things that need to be put away, because remember, I decluttered a lot this year, okay, which made it much easier. So I declutter, and then I dust everything. It's all dusted every week, every Monday. Once I'm done dusting, I clean the table. If I want to, I change the tablecloth, but lately I haven't been using a tablecloth. I change the placemats, and I dust and clean the chairs. Because when I was cleaning, and I did my deep cleaning the last time, I realized that there really was a lot of dirt that was collecting on the back of the chair, in those at the bottom of the back, I don't know how you call it, the frame. That gets done every week. The buffet, all of the paintings, the clock gets rewind. I rewind the clock. Baseboards, top of the doors, the plates on the wall. Everything gets dusted every single week on Monday in the dining room. Once I'm done, I move on to the living room. I do the same thing. I dust everything. Declutter if needs be. Lately, it's been one item, if even that needs to be put away. Again, because I've decluttered, but also because I've been maintaining. And I've been maintaining because the routine works. I dust everything. Same thing. Every picture frame, every piece of furniture, the round table, the bottom of the table. I fix the cushions, the Madonnas, the lamps, mantle, fireplace, artwork, the big mirror, the railing of the staircase. It all gets dusted. Window sills, dusted. I'm also dusting the bars for the curtain rods. They get dusted. And once I'm done with the dusting in the living room, then I pull out the vacuum. I vacuum the entire living room and dining room, and then I mop the entire living room and dining room. And then I'm done. And it takes 40 minutes, sometimes 30. And the entire first floor is done. I remember doing the first floor on camera for YouTube, where it would take 3-4 hours to do the first floor. I can do it now in 30 minutes. So I'm pretty happy with that. For the floor, on off days, which is every other day except Monday, I have the Royd Me vacuum and mop. When I go to bed, press that button, it vacuums and mops the floor for me every single night when we go to bed, so the floor is always clean. So that's Monday routine. On Tuesday, I do my bathroom and the kids' bathroom. Counters, so same thing. I start with my bathroom, declutter everything, sink, counter, toilet, in and out, bathtub, shower door. The only thing I don't do is the floor. I pick up the rugs, I take them downstairs. Then I move to the kids' bathroom and I do the same thing. Declutter, sink, toilet, bathtub, partition, glass partition, pick up the rugs. Now I have 4 rugs, they go into the wash. I don't do the floor. On Wednesday, I'm doing my bedroom. And again, you remember Wednesday is the day where I have the least amount of time because of the Patreon video. So on Wednesday I have the least amount of time. And since my bedroom is the last bedroom that I've entirely decluttered and made over, my bedroom requires the least amount of time to do. There's been times when I was able to do my bedroom under 15 minutes. There was nothing to declutter. I come in, I dust, I vacuum my bathroom floor, and I mop my bathroom floor, and I mop the floor in my bedroom. That's why I don't do the bathroom floor on Tuesday, because I'm coming in the following day and I'm vacuuming and mopping in this room. I might as well just do the bathroom. Otherwise I would be moving buckets up and down all week long. Okay, I'm trying to be efficient. And I do my stairs. 15 minutes tops. On Thursday, I have a little bit more time, but not so much, because again, I am editing for YouTube. I do the second floor. I start with the office, I tidy, declutter, I pick up all the trash in the house. So that's the trash in my bedroom, the trash in the office, the trash in the kids' bedrooms, the trash in the bathroom. So I collect all the trash. I tidy, I declutter, and I dust the office. I move to Willie's room. Sometimes he'll dust, sometimes I dust. And again, it was just done, so there's barely anything that needs to happen in there. Dusting, and I go to Edward's room. The kids do their own decluttering and tidy. I don't do that. They're old enough to do it. I go in Edward's room, dust. I don't do any tidy. I just dust. And once everything's been dusted, I may dust the second floor landing. So I'll do the lamp. I'll do the artwork, but that's not every week. Okay, so maybe every other week, every 3 weeks, I'll do that. Then I pull out the vacuum and I vacuum the office, Willie's room, Edward's room, their bathroom. Because remember, the day before I didn't do it. And then I take the mop and the second floor landing and I vacuum the stairs. Then I take the mop and I mop the entire second floor and the stairs. And that's done. 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops. By then, the bathroom rugs have been washed. I take them upstairs. My floor in my bathroom's been clean. I have my rug clean, and I bring the rugs in the kids' bathroom. On Friday, I have way more time because I'm not editing anything, and it's kind of like my day to relax. Not that much of it happens, but anyway, on Friday, it's the basement. So the basement requires a little bit more because the basement gets dirty really fast. There's always something going on in there on my end. Like right now, I'm doing a lot of seeds growing or whatever, so there's dirt, and it's the laundry room. So I'll go in, I'll start with the laundry room, I'll clean the machines, I'll clean the sink, I'll clean the toilet, I'll dust the whole basement, and I will tidy and declutter, throw away the trash. If there is stuff that needs to be done, like folding laundry, I'll do that. I'll start some loads of laundry, I'll vacuum the whole basement, and I'll mop the entire basement, and I'm done. That could be up to 45 minutes, an hour in the basement. But I take my time, all right? I don't rush for that one. And then Saturday is the same. On Saturday morning, I do my kitchen reset. That could be anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half of kitchen reset. And that's it. I don't do anything on Sunday. And I've been doing that since February and documenting it on Patreon every week. And aside from the few times where I had to catch up because something happened, like I had to re-edit a video or something happened and I came home super late and I had 2 videos to edit that night, and I wasn't able to do my routine, I would do the routine the following day. I think there was one time where I had to do more than 2 routines. It was 3 routines I had to do in one night. On a Friday, I had to pick up where I had left off. The only routine that I have not done every single week is the basement, because there's been times when the basement had not been touched at all. Nobody went there, so I didn't need to do the basement. The following week, I did what I had to do in there, so it wasn't in need, basically, so I skipped those. But I've been consistently doing my routine since February, and documenting it on Patreon, and it's been working. It's been working for several reasons. 1, I'm not overwhelmed. 2, it fits my schedule and my lifestyle. I am cleaning what I see that I need to clean in this house. Every time I do a routine, I will add a task, because I know that once, starting next week when you're going to see my routine, I know some people are going to comment, what about this? When do you do that? What about that? And it's not that I'm missing it or skipping it. I add tasks if time permits. But this is the bare minimum to keep the house clean. It gets decluttered and tidied. It gets dusted. It gets vacuumed. It gets mopped every week in every area. Things that I may do that are extra. A window panel. I'm not going to do all of the windows. I'll do one window. Light fixture. I may, again, laundry. I may fold laundry. I may do walls. If I see a stain on the wall, I'll take care of it. In the kitchen, I'll alternate. One week, I'll do the front of the cabinets. The other week, I do the inside of the fridge. Then I go back to the front of the cabinets. So there's a lot of tasks that you're not going to see. They happen, but they didn't happen the week I'm filming. If you want me to film another routine, I will. But that's basically my routine. And it's been working, and it's made a huge difference in the house. It's cleaner, it's tidier, it's easier to put back to zero. It's not overwhelming, I'm not tired, and I can manage it. I don't dread doing it. I was dreading doing the previous routines that I tried because they weren't matching my lifestyle and my schedule. So, starting Monday, I'm going to showcase my routines. What I did was film every single day. And by the way, I did that 2 weeks ago. So you've already watched the video where I unpack a Temu haul. You're not going to see any of the stuff that's in that haul in the house because I filmed those videos 2 weeks ago. So I filmed them the first week in April. And some things have changed in the house since. And I filmed the whole thing, exactly what I said I was going to do, exactly what I do, and I timed myself to show you how long it takes. Some days I was remote, so I did it early in the day, right after I was done with work. I stopped working at 4:30, so as soon as I clocked out, I went upstairs or downstairs and started doing my routine. Other days I came back from work. There's been times you'll see where I came back from work. By the time I had picked up Edward at college from work, I was home around 7:15. But I still did it. because I wasn't looking for excuses not to do it. I did it. I had plenty of opportunities to film a Thursday routine 2 weeks after I had filmed a Monday. I didn't do that. What you're saying, starting Monday, is actually an entire week, but I separated it into Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday in terms of when you're going to see those videos. But it's really the week, actually, it was the week of the 12th that I did it, because the 12th, yeah, that was the week of the 12th. So that's what's coming up in the next 2 weeks on YouTube. I am sharing with you my cleaning routine. And again, I am not doing this to try to market a cleaning routine. You're not going to see me come up with handouts, manuals, anything like that. I mean, I may continue to share it on Instagram, but that's really not what it's about. What it's about is me finally finding something that works. And it took me years. And not only does it work, but I feel good about it. And it's life-changing. One, I was able to do it because I decluttered. Stating the obvious, I know. Two, I'm able to do it because I adapted the routine to my schedule and to my lifestyle. I am not constantly in competition for time. I am managing my time appropriately. It allows me to keep the house clean while filming and editing 5 videos per week and attending to my other duties as a wife and as a mother. So I'm proud of myself. And it's changed a lot of other things as a result. It's moved me in all sorts of right directions. So be prepared to see more progress. So the whole point of this video was really to give you a context as to how I came about creating my own routine. And it really came about disappointment and frustration from many previous attempts at maintaining my house and not being able to do it. And the problem was not the routines. The problem is not Fly Lady. The problem is not Clean Mama. The problem is not Martha Stewart. The problem is not, you name the routine at there. I think she stopped doing videos, but how Jen does it had a whole routine going on too. They are not the problem. The problem was me. Twofolds: me being overwhelmed with a house that made no sense, and two, my lifestyle is not everybody's lifestyle. It just is not. Okay, it's, and I think that's one of the reasons why I get particularly upset when people comment when I'm doing something and like, you forgot to do this, or when are you going to do that? I think that on the other side of the screen, it's very difficult to gauge the amount of work that goes into maintaining a YouTube channel, an Instagram account, a Facebook account, a Patreon channel, another Facebook group, a full-time job, and a home. It's like a lot of people really don't grasp the amount of time that it takes. And this is not me complaining or justifying, it's just me stating the fact. This is literally a full-time job. So I have 2. So I really don't have a lot of time. But I managed to squeeze in a routine. And for me, that's a major achievement. Not only did I manage to squeeze in a routine, but I managed to stay committed to it. And I've done it consistently since February. And it's amazing that I have been able to do it. And I've been able to do it because it works for me. So I hope you're looking forward to watching those videos. It's not the first time you watch me clean anything in my house. Everything that you're going to see me do, you've seen me do it before. But some of you can't get enough of my cleaning videos, so there you go. If you need some motivational cleaning, I have a whole series. It's going to last 2 weeks, 3 videos a week. It's coming up starting Monday. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed this video and that it helps you understand where I come from and the context, and also motivated you to look at your own lifestyle. If you're frustrated and you pull your hair that you can't keep your house, maybe it's not the routine you're following, maybe it's your schedule. So sit down and be honest and try to figure out when you have available time, the luxury of time to do specific tasks, and put those tasks in and do it. Make a commitment to yourself and to your family that this is what you're going to do. And if it doesn't work, you adjust. Because I had to adjust. I told you in January, whatever I had come up with didn't work. I had piled the routine, grandiose as usual, but this is doable, this is manageable. And I'm doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Thumbs up if you like this video. Share. If you know somebody who struggles with keeping their house and really is frustrated, please share this video. And then follow me on Instagram and Facebook. What I'm probably going to do once the series is over is once in a while pop up on Instagram and keep you updated on how the routine is doing, just to motivate you and just to show you that it keeps happening. Because integrity, and commitment. And so follow me on Instagram and Facebook if you want to see that. If you want to see behind the scenes and clearly a more intimate look into my life, and exclusive content, you can choose to support this channel and Patreon at patreon.com/mygreatchallenge. So if you want to check it out, the link is down below. And then my Frenchie and Tubby vintage finds on Etsy and channel merch, My Great Challenge gift, also on Etsy. So now I have a full-time job, full-time YouTube, Patreon, editing every night, cleaning routine, and I have to squeeze in putting stuff on Etsy. So I hope some of you understand why some things don't get done. I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. So, yeah. I'll see you Monday with the Monday routine. Thank you for watching. Bye.